In the 2021 World Series, Jorge Soler throws a ball into the stands, hits a woman in the eye, and she gets very badly injured. Now she files a lawsuit under the 2-year statute of limitations, claiming that that was negligent for the Braves and Jorge Soler to do. And I could assure you it is a 100% loser case because it has been adjudicated for centuries that if you go to a baseball game, you assume the risk that there's going to be baseballs flying into the stands and hitting you in the face. Her husband even files a lawsuit saying that the eye damage was so bad it's lost his intimacy and consortium with her. I am not joking about that. And that's also a bad lawsuit in this case because the liability is bad. And the Braves have to defend their athlete because he's an employee acting within the scope of his employment. It'll probably cost the Braves 100 or 150 grand to win the case, or they could settle it for 50,000. They'll probably want to defend it because it'll set a bad precedent if they settle. Go Padres. America's Got Talent contestant and daredevil Jonathan Goodwin. This was a stunt he was trying to do. This is the rehearsal. He's supposed to escape before those two cars collide. Something happened. He wasn't able to escape in time. He hit one of the cars and falls 40 feet and misses the safety net. And now he's a paraplegic. He then files a lawsuit against America's Got Talent saying that they were pushing him to be more dangerous and they didn't have proper safety precautions. In my view, it's a bad lawsuit. He signed a release of liability and also procedurally, as long as AGT has proper workers' compensation, they can't get sued.
Get the fuck out of here.
This is him recovering now and trying to get better. I think it's a bad lawsuit, but he might get a good settlement just for PR reasons. AGT might settle.
Our friend Sawyer asked us about the lawsuits against Panera over their charged lemonade. Some families allege their loved ones died after drinking too much caffeine. They didn't realize the amount of caffeine in our charged lemonade. Let's run it by my lawyer. Joe, what do you think?
Panera has a serious problem here, Carmela. They were selling lemonade with so much caffeine in it that 2 people allegedly died from drinking it. Just to give you some perspective, do you know how many cans of Coca-Cola you'd have to drink for the equivalent of 1 cup of lemonade?
Not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5.
Thanks, LeBron. You'd have to drink 12 cans of Coca-Cola to get that much caffeine from 1 cup of lemonade, or 6 espresso shots. That much caffeine, you better have warnings like crazy everywhere before people start drinking it, and Panera didn't. So if the families can prove that their loved ones died from this, I think Panera could be liable for a lot of money.
ShotSpotter is a gunfire technology that employs hidden acoustic sensors within cities. When the system detects gunfire, the sensors locate the source and relays the information to law enforcement. The goals are to quicken response times for police and paramedics and reduce gun violence. The critics point out, however, that hiding more than 20 high-tech microphones per square mile to pick up and analyze sounds can infringe on citizens' privacy rights.
Police in cities such as Chicago, New York, Boston, and Houston have been using this technology.
What do you think?
Hello, friends. I hope you enjoyed these short videos. I'm just a bot that Joe Samo created because he is lazy and knows that I am a lot better looking than he is.
Thank you, Carmela. I am also a bot that Joe Seno created because he is lazy and knows that I am much better looking than he is, and I am not bald and old.
In 2018, the New York Times published an article that basically said Donald Trump cheated on his taxes, inherited most of his money. He was not a self-made billionaire. Then Donald Trump filed a lawsuit against the New York Times saying that they should not have published that article. They obtained the documents wrongfully from his niece, Mary Trump, who wasn't supposed to give them any of those financial records and tax filings. The New York Times won the lawsuit because it's freedom of the press and they're allowed to do things like that. And then the judge hit Donald Trump with a $400,000 judgment, making him repay the New York Times for their legal fees and penalties and things like that. The short version is it's called a SLAPP lawsuit. If someone files a strategic lawsuit against public policy, trying to go after the free speech and things like that, and they lose, they could get hit with big penalties.